Good morning! This week I got attacked, revenged, and I finally got to draw 2 characters I've had bookmarked for months. First up is Vintage Moon's character, Yue. I don't know exactly when it was, but whenever I first saw Moon's divine familiar character, Yue, I was instantly hooked. At first, I was pulled into her design because of her cute and innocent looking expression, her Hanfu-inspired outfit, and her pretty color palette. I just instantly felt like her specific shade of light green and muted red went so well together. They're very aesthetic. Most times I feel like it's like way too easy to stray into Christmas territory when you do red and green color palettes, but this time I was really drawn to it. Also, if you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of anything nature related. So when I realized she was based on a Luna moth, I knew I just had to draw her. That was literally back in like the end of April, beginning of May. So I've been sitting on ideas for my attack on this character for literal months. The idea I ended up going with for this one was that Yue, who is the moon goddess Selene's 5th and final animal familiar, would be up on a tall cliff, flipping up her sleeves as if they were wings, and then leaping into the air and transforming into her Luna moth form to fly up and meet the moon. In order to get this pose right though, I spent probably like 15 minutes jumping up and down in my 2nd story apartment, doing like mock ballet moves over and over and over, trying to get the perfect reference pic of myself at like 10 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was so glad the neighbors didn't get super annoyed and come up here and knock on the door after that. Honestly, they'll probably think I'm literally insane after this month, but it will. It's all in the name of art. Another piece of her lore that I thought was cool about Yue is that Yue was saved from the moon goddess right before her life was about to end as a moth. That's what gave Yue a second chance at life and what made her into Selene's very last familiar. That's why in her downtime, Yue spends her time tending to Selene like a lady in waiting. So cute! And that's a wrap on our first piece. Guys, someone just attacked me. Oh, look at this. I think this is actually traditional. You can see like texture of the canvas. This is so cute. Look, everybody's watching the fireworks. Adorbs. This is my fave. Her face is, she nailed it. Thank you. Thank you so much, SapphireBatWings, for your attack on literally all my characters at once. I was honestly so surprised to log in and see that, especially since I also happened to receive a revenge for the piece I did last week on Iltasatu's characters that also had all of my babies in it. Y'all are seriously spoiling me this year. It makes me so happy to look at these. Thank you a bajillion times over. Anyways, for my revenge on SapphireBatWings, I decided to draw their character, Achi. I saw on their wish list that some of the things they'd most like to get an attack are pinups or pics of their characters at the beach, so I did both at once. This drawing was a bit of a challenge since there isn't much lore to go on Achi's page, and all of her references are in slightly different art styles. While there wasn't much written info on Achi's profile, there was a link to a playlist that she might listen to. So, since I didn't have a lot of lore to go on, I listened to some of the songs on there, and I feel like it's giving off the energy of someone who likes to find beauty in tragedy. If I had to make a guess about Achi's personality based on the songs, I'd say she's probably quiet, composed, and maybe also a little hard to read. Less like chaotic villain and more like ancient force of nature type beat. I'm not sure of her exact age or if she's like a D&D race or anything, but I just get the vibes that maybe she's lived a long time and that she's the kind of character who wouldn't fear death, she'd want to understand it. In the end, I'm happy that SapphireBatWings said that they liked the finished piece. Up next is another bookmark I've had saved for months before the event. Mokolat's werewolf character, Connor. Not sure if the YouTube overlords will hate this one or not. trigger warning for my own blood and scratches, by the way, but yeah, I legitimately cannot remember if I saw him first on Artfight Discord or if it was on Mokolat's personal Blue Sky page. Careful with that one, by the way, see their DNI permissions. But I knew as soon as I saw him that I had to draw him with my chimera OC, Cassian. I feel like both characters would probably get along, but also absolutely not get along, if you know what I mean. I feel like if their meeting was officially canon, they would be like instant rivals, especially if they met in Cassian's wilder days about 900 years earlier in his youth. Back then, Cass would have definitely matched Connor's impulsive, rude, and chaotic energy with his own sarcastic, aggressive, and pervy comebacks. I imagine they'd be the type of friends to maybe secretly respect each other, but absolutely never say it out loud or admit to liking each other too much. Maybe like early Naruto and Sasuke, dare I say? And yes, also with all the added fandom speculation rolled in there too, y'all have seen the memes. Both Connor and Cass are also big drinkers, smokers, and bar goers too, so I feel like they'd be for sure keeping on getting into all sorts of trouble if they remained friends after their first late night encounter. Other than both of them being big, beefy, bisexual a-holes, coincidentally, they also have a bit of overlap in their innate abilities, with both Connor and Cass having enhanced healing, strength, and also having animal features like fangs and claws. It also seems like both of our beefy boys like using their abilities to test their strength in a brawl too, especially after drinking. That was pretty much the immediate idea I had in my head for an attack when I saw his Artfight profile. Haven't really drawn too many pics of Cass in his wilder days before my main storyline, so I definitely jumped to the chance to draw him doing something potentially a little more devious with like basically the perfect character to match his energy. My character Cass was born with the combined strength of a lion, dragon, and goat, which is what makes him a chimera, and he uses his blood magic from his dragon side to instantly heal himself, aka that's like all the smoke that's coming off him in the picture, which I feel like that ability would be very useful in a fight against a werewolf. Too bad for Connor though, he's only half wolf, which means that he only possesses half strength and half healing of a full werewolf. That said, he's also a cage fighter, so whatever he lacked in raw strength, I'm sure he'd probably make up for it in experience. Imagine in this picture, they're both at a bar and they've both been drinking a while, and maybe they had a disagreement about something and then started to brawl. Can Connor match the strength of a dragon? How will it end? Has he met his ultimate match? Only time will tell. And then after that, they totally don't kiss. No way. Up next is an attack on one of my moots, Riveicals. I think I saw its art on the target hunting Discord initially, and I liked its art style, so obviously I clicked on its page, and that's when its character Trucker caught my eye. Trucker is a tall French-Canadian dude who is a survivor of a chemical apocalypse. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if Trucker looked like a normal person before the apocalypse or if they were already kind of like a swamp guy before it happened, but I figure they probably look like this as a result of the chemical exposure they probably went through when everything went down. One thing they probably already liked before all of the chemicals, though, was their favorite manga, Siren. It seems like maybe Trucker has always been a bit of an otaku, since their main interests are video games, collecting figures, anime and manga, and most specifically, the Siren series. They also like rainy weather and clothing that they can dig out of the trash. And that was it. That was the instant inspo for this piece. I immediately imagined that Trucker was walking along the sidewalk, enjoying a rainy day, when suddenly something bright must have caught their eye from the corner of the dumpster. When they went to check it out, it turned out to be the first volume of their favorite manga series. I imagine that even though their usual personality is a bit indifferent and kind of monotone, they'd actually be pretty excited to save the book from the trash. It was a pretty silly concept, but honestly, I was just really motivated to draw it for some reason. I've never been so excited to draw trash in my whole ass life. Well, actually, I've never drawn trash before, so I guess no matter what, it would have been my most motivated. whatever. Anyways, I wasn't so sure if the picture was going to come out good for a while there when I was just going through rendering all the piles and piles of trash. But as soon as I added the blue overlay and like all the rain into the environment, I finally felt like it was really coming together. There's always a few trust the process moments in these pictures, but in the end, I liked this one, and I was happy that Riveicals said that it did too. Wow, dude, you're still watching? Honestly, thank you. I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube thing, so you're a real one for hanging out with me this long. Hey, if you want some art from me though, you should drop your Artfight user in the comments. Or, even better, I'm doing guaranteed revenge this year, so if you attack me, I'll be forced to draw your babies. Okay, that's all from me for now. Good night!